All right, all right. What's going on, party people? This is your man Griff. Um, I just want to talk to y'all, and primarily to the fellas. Okay. This is applicable to the ladies, but this here is more directed to the men. Um, a lot of men want to be ballers, want to do great and big things, and you really want to be a leader. Man, there's so much going on right now. You really gotta change your mind, what you're focused on, what you think is important. You got to get away from certain things and certain people in order for you to have so much in you that you can give to others. There's a video and I'm gonna show it to y'all. I'm not gonna play it because, like I said, I still ain't figured out that YouTube permission thing to play other people's videos and stuff like that. But this video, as you see the name over here, Givers and Takers, from July 10th, 2021. The first 4 minutes and 45 seconds of this video I listened to. I haven't listened to the rest. I will after I finish doing this video. But I was sitting here and it's almost midnight, after midnight. I was sitting here putting in my orders for the month, calculating how many orders I got for the month and everything. So I can know where I'm at financially and everything. Because I said, well, let me look at. I haven't listened to this one, so I'm listening to it, and man, it coincides with me so much. And I'm gonna go over a few notes, but the book that I had up, Think and Grow Rich, and like I said, I'm gonna link this in the video description and all that good stuff. But man, when I was talking to the business mindset group the other night, did a video for them. Um, I was talking about the different books that I've read and that I suggest that they read. And this is a great one, especially the unabridged version. I love unabridged because it's not modified, it's not, chopped up. I want to hear the whole thing. As boring as it may be, as dry as the reading is sometimes, I love the unabridged version. Okay. And it's been years since I've read this book. But as I read it, I made little marks in there. And then one of the sections in here is called Organized Planning, the crystallization of desire into action, the 6 steps to riches. I mean, the sixth step out of, I forgot how many, but the 6th step toward riches. And I was looking through this here, and when I picked the book up, it just sort of opened up to this here. And there was a couple of things that I had noted way back when, and I understand why I picked them because this describes me. And it says the major attributes of leadership. And it talks about the following are important factors of leadership: unwavering courage, self control. One of my favorites right here is a keen sense of justice. A keen sense of justice, meaning without a sense of fairness and justice, no leader can command and retain the respect of his followers. You have to have a sense of justice, meaning, and for me, I took that as I don't like seeing people taken advantage of. So, what can I do to alleviate that or to provide another option so that people don't have to go and always depend on somebody who's going to just straight up take advantage of them? And one of the things that is missing nowadays, especially with a lot of men, they don't have a keen sense of justice. It's all about them, it's all about what's fair for them and no one else. No one else. Everything, no matter whether it's notary business, car detailing, barbershop, whatever the case may be, the fellas have no sense of justice. They We watch our women get beat up, we watch our children get beat up, and we have no sense of, I'm gonna go out here and stop this mess. I'm gonna go out here and take a stand until it gets really, really bad, or it becomes very popular to do, and you don't want to look like the bad guy. Then you're like, okay, yeah, fight. Yeah, that's wrong. But the sense of justice that I look at and that I believe this is talking about is that when no one else is looking to correct an injustice, when no one else is trying to stop hurt and harm from being done, you go in there and you make sure it happens. You fix the problem. You provide a solution. You remedy this issues and the situation to make it better for the people who don't have the ability to stand up and fight for themselves. Whether it's another man, whether it's a woman, whether it's a children, whether it's a family. One of the things I used to do years ago, you sort of can't do it now with the pandemic because people are concerned about diseases and stuff. But as I got to my financially better, I would see a young fella and he would be in the grocery store getting as much food as he could for his kids or kid, however many he had with him. And his kids are like, hey, I want this. I want that little candy, that dollar stuff that you see at the checkout at Walmart. And you can look at him and see, you're like, man, I would love to buy it for your son, but look, we got to buy these groceries. We ain't got nothing. That's all we got. One of the things I used to do, and like I said, I don't do it anymore because of the pandemic. And now also a lot of guys get offended by it. Because I went to do it one time and the dude really got mad. I was like, man, I'm not trying to be, offend you, but I'm just saying, people who took care of me, and I'm just trying to do what I can to help you out and take care of you and just be a blessing to you. But what I used to do is I would see that and especially back then, I used to carry a lot more cash on me. I would slide them a 10 spot or a 20 spot. It's like, look, man, go on and get your kids what they need. Go ahead on and get your kids what they need. All right, man to man, brother to brother, I got you. All right. I may never see you again. So let me sow into you. Okay. Let me sow into you for you and your kids. All right. Because I see you doing the best you can for them. And there's nothing wrong with getting a little help. And back in the day, for me, maybe when I would say in my 20s, 30s, it was no big deal to help out another fella like that. But nowadays, it's like, oh man, what you trying to say? I can't take care of my kids? Nah, I just see a situation that needs to be assisted a little bit, and I have the ability to help. And that's why I'm pulling you off to the side and slipping you a little something, something. I'm not doing it all in front of your kids. I'm not coming up in front of your kids saying, well, no, don't worry about it. I got it. No, I'm trying to do what I can to make you the hero for your kids. I don't need to be the hero for your kids. I need them to look at you as the hero. So you want to find a way to be a blessing to people. So it says a keen sense of justice. Without a sense of fairness and justice, no leader can command and retain the respect of his followers. Definitiveness of decision. The major attributes of a leader: definitiveness of decision. Stop being wishy-washy. You're going to do this business, or you're going to be this, or you're going to be that, you're going to be this, you're going to be that. Definitiveness of plans. It says a successful leader must plan his work and work his plan. A leader who moves by guesswork without practical, definite plans is comparable to a ship without a rudder. Sooner or later, he will land on the rocks. Okay. So you got to have some definitiveness about you. The next one is the habit of doing more than paid for. Doing more than paid for. Okay. Many people, y'all fellas nowadays, nah, man, if you ain't paying, you want the maximum, but do very little. A pleasing personality. You got to have a pleasing personality, and some people don't. One of my other ones here, my sympathy and understanding. I got that circled. The successful leader must be in sympathy with his followers. Moreover, he must understand them and their problems. If you can't understand the problems of the people who come across your path, you have no keen sense of, you don't have any keen sense of justice, you don't have any sympathy and understanding, how can you be a leader? Because when people pull on you, when people really ask of you, you're going to buck, you're going to push back, you're going to be like, whoa, no, 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 stay in your lane, stay over there. There's some limits. Now, I'm not saying there aren't limits to for me, but what I'm saying is just the basics of, hey, look, I need some help. Oh, I can't do nothing for you because you don't have any sympathy and understanding. The other one is master of details. Successful leadership calls for mastery of details of the leader's position, willingness to assume full responsibility. Can you take full responsibility for what happens? A lot of leaders don't. Cooperation. Successful leaders must understand and apply the principle of cooperative effort and be able to influence his followers to do the same. Leadership calls for power, and power calls for cooperation. And then one of the things it says is there are two forms of leadership. The first, and by far the most effective, is leadership by consent of and with the sympathy of the followers. The second is leadership by force, without the consent and sympathy of the followers. So either you're going to have leadership by consent, meaning the people who you're supposed to be leading will be in sympathy with you, and with the sympathy and have sympathy for you, or they will be forced to do so. You have them, you're holding them hostage, and you making them follow you, you making them support you, you making them believe in you and everything. And that's on page like 153 of this particular version of Think and Grow Rich. Excellent book. I'll hold this ISBN number up. Hopefully y'all can see that. Oh man. I'll put the ISBN number in the description and all of that. I don't know. It might be hard to get that particular version because there's a lot of abridged versions of this book, but I like the unabridged. But now to the video that I looked at, and I'm gonna close this up. It's not gonna be on here that long because I still got to finish up my work that I was doing before I go to bed. But he's talking about being givers and takers. And that is one of the biggest issues right now we have out here. There's too many people taking and they're not giving. And I learned a long time ago, you have to be a giver because as you give, it's going to come back. But the problem is the reason why most people can't be givers is because they don't have anything to give. You have not acquired anything within you. You haven't acquired anything to the point where you have so much that you can give out. You no sooner than you get, you're trying to give, or you're trying to pretend like you're giving just so you can get. And as you listen to the video, you'll hear a few key points, and I'm just going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 points, and I'm just going to read the points, try to not to elaborate much on them, but I think the points speak for themselves. One of the points that he made: do you add value? If not, you will be broke. You're broke because you don't add value. Do you add value? If you do, you're going to be fine. If you don't add value to the people that are come across you, then you're going to be broke. Don't block someone from being a blessing to you or to others. Don't block. Now, the others I put in there, but it still applies because he was talking about somebody was trying to be a blessing to him and that got interfered with. But don't block someone from being a blessing. That I learned that a long time ago. Takers, and I also have in here /haters, are broke. People who are nothing but takers, they're broke. Now you say, well, they got all this money, but they're broke within. There's other ways you can be broke. Look for opportunity to add value. Do you look for opportunities to add value? Do you? Okay. Do you just want to be seen? Do you really just want to be seen? You're doing all of this stuff that you're doing, but for the people who are other people got YouTube channels and Instagrams and all of that, are you doing it just to be seen, or are you really adding value? Are you really adding value? And value isn't just in what somebody pays for what you offer. It's after they pay, are you there for them? When they can't pay, are you there for them? You get what I'm saying? When they're no longer able to pay, are you there for them? The other one is all you have only for you. Is everything that you got just for you? Meaning you're keeping it for you. Because if all you have and can only focus on making sure that you have yours and you're not ever looking to give out to anybody else, how can you be blessed with more than abundance? How can you be overly and abundantly blessed if all you plan on doing is doing it for you? Where are you adding value? Okay. So do you look for opportunities to add value? And where are you adding value? What are the places that you're adding value? Where? Where do you do things that add value to other people to move them forward? And then the last, do you have enough to give to other people? Do you have enough knowledge? Do you have enough whatever to give to other people? That's why I repeatedly talk about people hopping out here, and that's with any industry, that you've only been doing this for a few months, for a few weeks, and now I'm going to have my own course. How can you have your own course and you barely know the stuff yourself? I'm going to have my own mentorship program. How can you do that when you barely know anything yourself? You get what I'm saying? Do you really have enough? Because this is how people get burnt out. When you don't have enough, when you're tapped out, when you've given all you have and you haven't done anything and you're not connected with anybody that can pour into you. But you have to have time that when what has been poured into you can marinate in you and and you need to allow it to develop and blossom and grow in you so that you get to a point that you can give to another. That is why I don't, and I know people, I don't look at this business as a side hustle. And I know when you really are trying to run a business, when you look at the rappers, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, or 50 Cent, all of them, you Master P, all of them was out there street hustling. They got away from that and they went legit. LL Cool J, all of them, they was out there slinging. They was out there doing their thing, allegedly. And now they're legit. You got to, if you're going to do something spectacular, you got to grow up and get out of the mindset of everything's a hustle. Everything's this little hustle. Everything this little hustle. The reason why I don't look at this business as a hustle, because without us, people can't get documents notarized. Yeah, they might have a cousin or whatever. Hopefully that cousin isn't tied into what they need to be notarized. But if that cousin is tied into what, or somehow going to benefit, they can't notarize for that family member. You can get in a car, you can go and buy your own car. You got organizations that'll bring food to people. So you don't need Grubhub, Uber, and all of that. There's organizations that will bring you food. It depending on your economic situation. You can get your friend to bring you in, pick you up in a car and bring you some food and all of that. But you can't have, unless your friend's a notary, they can't notarize a thing for you. So that's why I don't look at this as just a side hustle, because without us, the person can't get anything notarized. They can't notarize a document themselves. So to me, something to that degree, and then we took an oath and all of that, and everything that's required for us to do this business, to me, that's why I can't call it a side hustle. And I'm not trying to debate and argue with anybody. You're going to look at this business and yourself however you want. And that's one of the things that I've learned in life, and it's been reiterated by Eric Thomas. Grown men are the hardest ones to change. just grown-ups, period. But grown men, because you have that ego, you have that, nah, you're not gonna tell me. And you want to do it things your way as a way to prove that you're a man. And you're unwilling to really and truly ask for help. You may ask for help, but you've already got your mind made up and you're just looking for somebody to sign off on what you already made up your mind to do. And we all can do that and we can all be like that. And I've done that. And sometimes I'm still like that and I have to catch myself. But I made a move years ago in my life, over 20 years ago, where I asked a good friend, I said, Frank, I need to make a move. This is what I want to do. How do I do it? And he laid it out to me. He said, well, this is how you do it. And bam, next thing I know, everything started falling in place because I had no answer. I did what I had to do. I had to do a mind change. I had to shift my thinking on what I thought was important. And I started implementing what he shared with me. And next thing I know, I started seeing growth in my life, growth in my family's life. And we started moving forward and haven't looked back since. That's why me and my wife can work together, because she sat there with me. She sat there and heard what he said, and she held me accountable to make sure that thing happened. Not because I was somebody who wouldn't do it, but because that is what spouses are supposed to do with each other. That is why if you listen, when you listen to this video and even a lot of other videos from Eric Thomas, you'll understand where I'm coming from in my viewpoint, because I know the importance of pouring out to people. I know the importance of giving, but at the same time, I know that sometimes people don't accept what you're giving them. So therefore you have to pull back. And then you have to find somebody else who does. And that's what I do. I look for people. I look for where I can be a blessing. I'm always looking over here, over there. Okay. And there's so many of you who have accepted what has been put in me to share and give to you. And I am truly appreciative of it. I am. And all of y'all, all of y'all give me strength and give me motivation, even when there's people who you thought might have been cool with you, who you thought might have understood you. But then when you start making different changes and you start shifting, because you see that is what's necessary, that is what's needed in order for you to continue to pour into people and to continue to be a blessing. And then they have issues with that. The encouraging words from y'all calm me down. I ain't gonna lie. In addition to what my wife said. So don't think that, no, my wife, she really calmed me down. She really calmed me down. But to hear from y'all that y'all push back, that y'all didn't be like, yeah, that's right, man. I was like, okay, these truly are the party people. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. Nobody's kicked out. I'm just saying, I get it. I get it. I get it. And as Eric Thomas says all the time, average people spend all of their time complaining about what somebody else got, what somebody else isn't doing for them or giving them an opportunity. You have to find a way to make your own and connect with people who can help you to make your own. If that's me, cool. If it's not, if it's somebody else, then do so. And the last thing, and I'm gonna link the video, I gotta make sure I find it. He talked about people just constantly flashing and pumping the things that they buy based on the business or what they're doing, their success. Like, you have to be careful of that. And he talked about it from the spiritual aspect, that he didn't want, and he doesn't push all the stuff that he has and the blessings that he has for us, whether he can wear Rolex or this, that, or the other. The issue is he didn't want to get those things highlighted, where he lives, kind of house he lives in, his vacations, stuff like that, his cars and whatever else, because he didn't want those things to get the glory over what the Father has done for him. And when he said that, I said, you know what? That is absolutely right. I don't recall me doing anything like that. If I did, I asked for forgiveness and won't be doing it no more. But when he said it, it made sense. Now he's not talking. I mean, of course, you sometimes you have to talk the dollars and cents to help people understand what they can make in this business and all of that. But the constant flaunting of the things that you're trying to buy or that you have bought as a way to say that that means you're successful, that you have arrived, that you have gotten to the pinnacle or near the pinnacle of success. Nah, because you're giving glory to that and not your hard work, not your dedication, not who you get your inspiration from. You're giving glory to the wrong thing. And I was like, man, that is so powerful, because you look at Instagram sometimes and even on Facebook and everybody's flossing about, I got this, I got that. And it's not about that. Show how you're running a successful business and how you're strategizing and taking advantage of opportunities. That's what we need to see. That's what the next generation needs to see. That's what the 18-year-olds and the 20-something-year-olds need to see. Not this microwave popcorn mentality of just get it quick. Time out for that. Time out for that. It's time to build something solid, firm, and stable. And you can do this if you get your mindset changed. So I just wanted to share that with y'all real quick. And I'm gonna finish doing my thing, get all of these appointments, put in my stuff, and go from there. And lastly, again, look at the playlist. Look at the playlist. Look at the playlist that I have and watch the videos. Okay. Stop skirting your responsibility. Look at the videos. You needed help. You said you needed help. There's videos to help you. Sit down, listen. Stop saying you can't learn by looking at videos. Stop saying you can't learn this, that, and the other, and allow yourself to learn. You are at a point in this notary business career that you now have to allow yourself to learn the information that is being shared with you. And then you have to evaluate that information as for its validity and make sure that it is right for your situation, and not just take everybody's word for it. But until you put yourself in the mindset to learn and then to evaluate, you will not be able to move forward in this business to the level that you can. And some might say, well, you need to evaluate first before you start learning. Whichever one, do it. All right. Y'all have a good one.